I think I'm pretty naturally present. You know what I mean? Like I always actually, like my friend, like a lot of the people I knew growing up, my mom and Nazi and all kinds of people would like think a lot, and I'd just be like, what a curse, that must suck. Like you are always thinking about shit, and like it's like affecting you in a way that's like troublesome in a way. Right. It's a bit of a struggle or a challenge, or you're thinking too much, and I'm just like, man, I'm so happy I'm not like that. And then like a couple years ago, I realized that my memory is like really shit, and my like retaining isn't that great. And so again, everything, blessing and a curse. You know, there's like the gain and the loss of whatever. Everything has that balance. You know what I mean? So yeah, sure, I want to remember more, but I also don't want to remember so much that like it's part of this mental conversation that I have to deal with or something.
I think I might have just figured it out. I think I might have just put it together. So yeah,
I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah. No, it's because it's this idea of the especially with artists, the thing that I tend to find through these conversations and the bits of research that I've done. The thing with artists that kind of separates them from the non-artists, whatever that fucking means, it's a whole other thing. But like the kind of thing that separates them usually is their ability to let go of the detail. Like from research that I've read or listened to, kind of like the higher, it's a weird mixed metaphor, but like the higher viewpoint that you can get on a topic, the broader the sort of like circle of what you're talking about that you can understand, the details stop mattering at that point. Like this generality is true here, here, and here, and don't worry about the details where this switches a little bit and that's different. Like people are very much like that, and when you look at topics like that, you get really good at sort of like the perspective thing. Like you don't get hung up on the minutia, where most people spend a lot of time paying attention to those little details. And I think with you, maybe growing up in a house that had that chaos, the details couldn't be important because the details were going to fucking change. It wasn't going to be the same. Like you weren't going to have breakfast tomorrow morning, or you weren't going to wake up at this time and go to bed at whatever. So you had to sort of be like, all right, what's going on? Like kind of head on a swivel sort of thing.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense, and I totally like can identify with that for sure. And I feel like they say the devil's in the details, and I think that's kind of what they're saying.
Maybe, yeah. That's brilliant. I'd never even thought about it that way, but yeah, you're right.
Because I don't even know if that means like the bad stuff is in the details, but when you get down to that, it can take away from the broader perspective, which is like the more peaceful perspective, or the more like. It's the easier perspective, but yeah, I can totally see that. And I feel like when I create, like some people, and I see artists that the details are like what makes their art.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's way foreign to me, where it's like they've like decided on things and they've like figured things out, and it's like being done in this like
perfect,
in this like methodical way and shit. Yeah, and it's like really great and detailed. And for me, it's just like I have to like move around things and like see it again and like kind of like let it simmer for a bit and then like touch some stuff and then things kind of come together, and not think about it too much. I kind of find the more I do, the more it can do exactly what you're saying, which is it can take away from the bigger picture, which is like just the creating this fucking thing.
Don't forget you can subscribe to our full audio episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you find your audio podcasts. The full episodes, highlights, and our live off-the-floor performance videos can be found at our YouTube channel, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the AVB Podcast. Of course, you'll find links to our incredible sponsors and this week's guest in the description below. The AVB Podcast is part of the Border City Network. Find more great content at bordercitynetwork.com. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.